In the golden era of Hollywood, Asian characters were often relegated to narrow stereotypes: the mystical sage, the silent servant, or the comic relief. Authentic Asian representation was scarce, and martial arts, though fascinating, were misunderstood or misrepresented. That's the world Bruce Lee walked into, and refused to accept. When Bruce Lee first arrived in the United States, he was armed with more than lightning-fast kicks and piercing charisma. He carried a mission: to challenge the Western perception of Asian identity. However, Hollywood wasn't ready. Despite his talent and revolutionary martial arts philosophy, Lee was passed over for leading roles, including the very TV show, Kung Fu, he helped conceive, which was ultimately given to a non-Asian actor, David Carradine. Hollywood wanted Bruce Lee's skills, but not his voice. But Bruce didn't back down. Frustrated by typecasting and limited opportunities, he returned to Hong Kong, and there, he flipped the script. In Asia, he became an instant superstar with The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, and Way of the Dragon, where he not only starred but also took creative control. He portrayed proud, confident, heroic Chinese characters who stood tall against oppression and injustice, a stark contrast to Hollywood's limited roles. When Enter the Dragon was released, a US-Hong Kong co-production, Bruce Lee finally broke into the American mainstream, not as a sidekick or stereotype, but as a global icon. His presence on screen was electrifying, his martial arts philosophical, and his identity unapologetically Chinese. Bruce Lee shattered the Hollywood stereotype with sheer force of talent, vision, and relentless will. He didn't just open doors for Asian actors, he kicked them down. Today, countless Asian performers walk through those doors, empowered by the legacy of a man who refused to be anything less than who he truly was. Bruce Lee versus Hollywood wasn't just a personal battle. It was a cultural revolution. And Bruce won. Born in San Francisco and raised in Hong Kong, Bruce Lee grew up between two worlds. He returned to the US in his late teens, enrolling at the University of Washington and teaching martial arts. His charisma and unique energy caught attention quickly. By 1966, he landed the role of Kato in The Green Hornet. While Kato became popular, Bruce's role was still that of a sidekick, silent, skilled, but sidelined. Behind the scenes, Bruce was frustrated. He pitched original ideas, like The Warrior, a show about a Chinese martial artist in the Old West. Studios rejected it, claiming that America isn't ready for an Asian lead. His role was essentially whitewashed and rebranded into Kung Fu, starring David Carradine. Bruce Lee was being told to shrink himself to fit Hollywood's narrow mold, but instead, he chose to expand beyond it. He returned to Hong Kong, where audiences embraced him not as a supporting act, but as a leading man. With The Big Boss, 1971, he became